That time is 11 o'clock on this late Thursday night, January 24th, 2019. It's time now for the Peter channel. 11 o'clock news on this late Thursday night, January 24th, 2019. Good evening, everyone. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It's 43 degrees in Norton, Massachusetts at 11 o'clock. Top stories on the Peter channel. 11 o'clock news is two complete presidents end this longest shutdown in U.S. history, fail in the Senate. White House preparing draft national emergency order in and defied $7 billion for the wall. Elizabeth Warren proposed New Wealth, Texas 2020 rate seats up. Pelosi State of the Union addresses to deployment for Americans. 5 more days as Newport gas outage drags on. MBTA overtime spending spiked last year. Search for missing 3-year-old Casey Hathaway continues in North Carolina. And the last time we checked, he was found safely. Tubbs' fire was caused by a private electoral system, California officials said. Kelly Ryder's suicide brought change the records now that led to a $3 million settlement. Superintendent faces fraud charges after claims son due to the son at doctor's office. Italy ordered to pay damage to Emma Denox. Emilia South's heartbroken sister begs rescuers to keep looking for stalker stars for data call search. Trump defends North Korea progress as second nuclear summit inches closer. Irish immigrant in Norton becomes a citizen after 6 decades in the U.S. Brockton girl 12 struck by a car crossing the street. Firefighters spotted a report of electrical fire during power outage. Truck rolls on the highway and driver injured around 45 and 24. Most possessed home in the U.S. sells for $230 million to Ken Griffin. Southwest Airlines US said they wanted to do a space economy. Intel shares dropped 6% after delivering poor Q1 guidance, and Walmart hired truck drivers paid nearly $90,000 a year. Stocks now down 22.38 at 24,553.24. SP 5 up 3.63 at 26.42.33, and Nasdaq up 47.69 at 70.73.46. Telescopes capture moment of an impact during an eclipse of the moon. SpaceX Starship prototype damage device, severe winds. Gum disease may lead to Alzheimer's disease, study said. Man contracted measles after traveling in Vancouver, Washington. And eating fried chicken weekly could lead to early death, study finds. And if you want to have fried chicken once a week, get it air fried instead of oil. Three people were killed in protests in Sudan on Thursday, bringing the death toll to the month-long demonstration to 29. Berlin police seized possible for Hitler paintings. Amazon tests self-driving Scott delivery device in Washington. Chris Brown sues rape accuser for defamation. The Trump administration plans to ban against some of the sound seekers back to Mexico to wait the resolution of their immigration process, DHS said. Edinburgh on verge of a first adult use pot shop permit. Rental voucher offer from developer to the Seacock tenants rescinded question. Turn an old cinema lot into a pot mecca could bring Seacock $6 million a year, lawyer said. North Edinburgh sees 2 horse-related emergencies in a day. Firefighters deal with 2 house fires that roll over in Norfolk. Gale force winds and driving rain battered the area Thursday, knocked down on trees and utilities causing power fails and forcing Kingfield Middle School in Norfolk to close early. Police and fire officials in several communities were kept racing from street to street for fallen trees and power lines and flooded. Police in several towns had to block roads temporarily while National Grid and municipal utility water repairs are flooded and subsided. There are no reports on area communities of interest. The major property damage due to the storm, however, as okay, take a look at the outage map so far. National Grid, 2,344 customers are without power. 370 of them in the eastern area, 294 of them in the Rehoboth area, fewer than 5 in Seacock, and 85 in the Weymouth area, and 17 of them in the Stoughton area. Shortly before that time, Norton firefighters responded home on Lincoln Street where trees, wires, and utility pole were reported down. The building inspector was summoned. Winds were so many metal signs were observed blowing over the trash barrels and tossed on the roadways. King Philip Middle School on King Street in Norfolk was closed when a large pine tree fell around 12:45 p.m. Knocked down power and blocked into the school street entrance fire, the school officials said. Students were dismissed early after public safety and school officials formally planned the rest of the safety route to the schools and their homes. Firefighters insisted when students walked to school. Fire Chief Coleman Bushnell said, schools backup generators were activated to supply power, and some school staff sent a white statewide message advising parents about the plan to put the fire to school officials. The tree knocked down high voltage wires and damaged 2 utility poles. While the incident, firefighters spotted a company side detector alarm at 88 King Street related to the power outage. Also, school staff advised firefighters the gas order coming at Jason over at 12 King Street. Bushnell said the firefighters shut off properly that gas fire generator to remove the hazard. Also, the school was being evacuated. Rescue workers treated a student with a medical condition. The student is being taken to Norfolk. No one else believed. A fire chief said ever since to the service, the Norfolk responded. Schools expect to open Friday, however, parents being notified to be a connect and message to the school will be canceled. Eversource workers had to turn off power to King Street to offer a tree to be safely cut and removed from the road. And then a power failure at Attleboro High School forced cancellation of the Bishop Fee and High School and Old Rochester Regional High School swimming fee and students use the Attleboro High School pool. Bishop Fee and High School coach Kevin Waters will show us where the sides that drove 37 was achieved early in the pool in the preparation to meet where their power went out. The lights were not more inventory, but the pool area was once again in darkness. In addition, heat system used to keep the water temperature level with the normal force of the Shamrocks and Boulevard dogs the possibility. Bridgewater Raiders celebrate 50 years of hockey. Out Stylish wins Taunton's Downtown Development Award. SP 1.9 Trouble Success of Strips Chairman Cedric Cowell. In Rockland Award, members say the executive town administrator was victim after a sexual encounter at town hall last summer. $10,000 bail for men arrested at Braintree marijuana operations. Citrus disrupt major water treatment plant repairs. Causes wind powers, high winds blast South Shore. Christmas will kill children wins insanity to defense. The so-called model process building in Saltwood Place, a storefront and Britain restaurant, 14 apartments. The developed scheduled president proposed to the planning board next Wednesday. Parked girl 12 struck by a car crossing the street. Up Cyclopedia, the paint rust and pixie ice in Easton. Peter, Cello News Time, 11:08. Time now for a sports report. NBA scores. Golden State Warriors, 126. Washington Wizards, 118. Oklahoma City Thunder, 122. New Orleans Pelicans, 116. 518. 11 Falcon, Port Trail Blazers, 112. Phoenix Suns, 92. And Minnesota Timberwolves, 37. Los Angeles Lakers, 31 with 9:33-11 in the second quarter. Despite trailing only LeBron James and Western Conference fan votes, Max Luka Duncan out main named All-Star. Armies are quick contested practice to a Daytona, and Colorado Pittsburgh Spain wins for the Tom Brady Patriots sustained success. Peter Cello News Time is 11:08 on this late Thursday night. Time now for Peter Cello traffic and trends to check. Baby! Bob, the MBTA green light sprints delays after 50 minutes due to problems at the Park Street. And on the commuter rail, Providence Street, 8:36, 8:38 p.m. and London, part of work projection 25-35 minutes. Be asked to the later on the outbound trade outbound updates and follow on ferries there. Looking good. Looking at highways and New England, 146 to the northbound side. Also around the Rhode Island, Massachusetts border, Woonsocket, 85 northbound side. So Route 1 in Sharon, Massachusetts. 95 on the southbound side. Also Connecticut, New York border. And 93 on the southbound side. Also right the Vermont direction border, all the way down to White Mountains, New Hampshire. 87 to 89 southbound side. Also at the U.S. border in upstate Vermont and 81 northbound side. Also at North Syracuse, New York. Peter Joe Newstop is 11:09 on this late Thursday night. And it's time now for a weather report. And the calendar may read January 24th, but it didn't turn out to be a winter storm in January. It looked like more than a spring-like storm filled with warmth, winds, and wetness. The 3 W's. But now the storm is moved out. And we're looking at some clear skies, and we're going to be back to generally like standards. And looking at some snow and rain up in northern Maine and some rain showers in southeastern New Hampshire. Looking at central eastern portions of Nova Scotia and some snow showers around Syracuse and Buffalo, New York, and around Toronto. And snow around Cleveland and Dayton, Ohio, and Indianapolis and much of Michigan. Temperatures are in the 30s, about much of 71 and 44 degrees reading in Rockland, Maine, and 40 down in Nantucket and 40 in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Okay, how's this weather outlook? None. Okay, look at our forecast. It goes like this. For tonight, most of the coast got about 50 to 25 degrees. West about 9 miles an hour for Friday. Scattered flurries from 4 p.m. Big coast got about 30 degrees. West about 6 to 8 miles an hour Friday night. Scattered flurries before 8 p.m. Mostly clear skies about 50 degrees. West by Friday, 8 miles coming after midnight. For Saturday, most sunny and most skies got about 31 by 21 degrees. Calm winds becoming southwest by 5 miles an hour afternoon with shivering light variable wind. For Sunday, most sunny, mostly skies from 41 to about 26 degrees. Light variable wind coming southwest 3 to 7 miles in the morning. For Monday, partly skies by 36 about 19 degrees. West by Friday, 8 miles an hour. For Tuesday, chance snow before 1 p.m. Then chance rain and snow between 1 and 2 p.m. And then rain likely after 2 p.m. Mostly skies come out 400 degrees and a low about 26 degrees. East about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Becoming southeast in the afternoon. Chance breaks at 6% for Wednesday. Chance snow patch miles wise. Mostly skies about 35 about 11 degrees. For Thursday, today it'll be turning colder about 21 degrees. West about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Right now, not it is. Overcast at 39. And that's going to be it for the Peter till 11 o'clock news on this late Thursday night, January 24th, 2019. Viewers will be up. Good night. Good night. Did not see it tomorrow morning with a more report. I hope you all have a good night.